Hello everyone, I'm your host Kalila Reynolds and I have some exciting news. You're watching the very first episode of Exim Bank's new series, Your Business Matters. It's a debate geared towards bringing thought leaders together with thought-provoking ideas and methods and business matters to help you grow your business. Now, here are the rules. Both sides will contest a motion, one who is for the affirmative and one who's against the opposition. Each debater will get 3 minutes to make their opening statement, but the other side can interject with a point of information in which they can pose a question to their opponent in 60 seconds or less. The next round is the rebuttal. Each side will have 2 minutes to rebut their opponent's main points, and then the gloves are off. At the end, it will be up to you, the viewers, to vote for a winner in the comments section. Who you thought won the debate. We'll compile the results and announce the winner on social media. Now, let's get on with today's argument. The moot. During a recession, should you invest more in marketing or sales? Let's meet our debaters. On this side, we have Team Marketing, Everod Wilson. He's Commercial Director at Rainforest Caribbean. And on this side, it's Duane Lue-Fong, Executive Chairman of TGL Group. And these gentlemen came ready. Duane has his notes. Everod has like 2 typing sheet, 3 typing sheet full of notes. It's David versus Goliath. But who will be David? Everod, you're up first. Why is marketing more important than sales in a recession?
Thanks for having me, Kalila. What comes first, the chicken or the egg? That's a conversation. In a recession, it's not doom or gloom, but marketing plays a vital role in paving the way for what we'd consider the value-added proposition for the consumer. Everything is going to contract in the market, but if you then now lead with sales, it perhaps will become a more price-driven competition. Price is a chase to the bottom line. And what happens there? You get thinning margins, you get loss of profits. In the 2009 recession, which was the most recent recession caused by financial fallout, in a Harvard Business Review article, when they segment the businesses, there's only 2 consumer segments that really basically are slam on the brakes. They had to kind of pivot because they couldn't afford it. But in a recession, basically marketing should market upstream. So those who have the disposable income is where marketing should really reside. And that's where we should put our focus. Sales is also a relationship-driven business, but it's predominantly a transaction business. At the end of the day, it's very quantitative and it's really driven by numbers. Marketing is more emotive. It's all about how you make people feel. It's empathy. And people want to feel good, safe, in order to purchase more of your products.
Well, Duane is Team Sales. Let me hear your opening remarks.
Everett, what was the title again?
Commercial Director. It's all encompassed.
Okay, thank you very much. Sales or is marketing?
Depending on how you're looking at it.
All right, I am just checking. All right, so, when I think of it and I think of what the importance of sales, if you think about recession, and I just did a little quick thing here, it says a period of temporary economic decline during which trade and industrial activity are reduced. If you think about the word activity, everything rises and falls on activity when it comes down to what we call corporate. So if you're talking about sales, nothing happens until a sale takes place. And every time I think about that, when people are asking me, Duane, what is more important? Is it marketing or is it sales? And guys, I want you to start thinking now. Just kind of put on your cap. Marketing gets the product known. Marketing is almost like, if anybody here is married, we call it the AIDA effect. So we have what we call AIDA. AIDA is a process. First is attention. You have to get attention. So we understand what it's like to get products known, to get visibility. However, there's 3 other aspects to it. Interest, desire, and action. And if you do not get people stimulated in terms of being interested in the product, if you do not have a way to what we call pull desire out, then you have to take what we call swift and massive action. If you look at what COVID did and that temper we call recession, if you ask me, Duane, what happened? Why is it that, the sectors like the financial sector experience what we call a fallback or a clawback? TGL, which is my organization, we did extremely well during COVID. Why? Because every person that was in charge of sales came to us and said, Duane, we need help. Marketing cannot help us, because what we find is that the psychological effect of COVID is that people were holding back. They did not want to invest. People are now holding their savings. It took what we call deliberate, intentional, consultative conversation to know what we call extract, which is speak, empathy, empathize with people, understand them, understand the objections that they're going to give you. Oh, I'm not spending, I'm going to save the money, which marketing, hold on one sec, marketing could not have helped you. What you needed was conversation directly to say, hey, we understand exactly how you feel. Feel, felt, found. And when you get that, people will release. And with your understanding of how to interject and embrace what is happening, they will release the money. So it's an extraction process.
All right, we have a point of clarification from Everod.
My notable and respectable counterpart did say two things. Empathy, what is that? That is marketing. Sales is about how do you listen and communicate back that value, as he's saying, but you have to first convey the desire. You have to connect with the consumer or the customer. So let me explain on my part. If you want to grow your business, market share is driven by how you convey during a downtime. So for example, let me give you from the Harvard Business Review, as it was quoted. The advertising space gets more competitive. However, persons want to know that they're banking on a bankable business. You cannot convey that to every community through transaction. That has to be conveyed on a greater platform. And that platform is really built around marketing.
I beg to differ.
No problem. Noted. As you said earlier, and I quote, promote, get attention, garner desire, build interest. That is all marketing forte. Then comes the action. So if we should divide that in 100 out of 100%, if you're supposed to say 4 out of 100, where does the greater market share lies in terms of gaining that access to the consumer?
Well, this is getting heated. Duane wants to respond. He's rolling up his sleeves.
Yes.
Let me hear.
I see you're quoting out of Harvard Business Review, but I'm going to quote Experiential Business Review right now. Experiential Business Review. All right? Being in the field. Now, if I'm looking at the process of what we call AIDA, which is a particular process, desire does not necessarily come from marketing. I can, during a particular conversation, so let's say you meet your potential wife. I'm just using that process,
okay.
All right? And if you meet your potential wife, my brother, if you're using a principle of sale, because life is selling, and we're always selling, am I right? Because to sell is human.
Naturally.
Fantastic. So if I use first attention, hey, I got your attention. Not just that way too. I may have to be in a nice suit, looking good, well groomed, look properly. But
don't forget
first,
your cologne. I remember last time you were
here.
here.
You understand me? So think about it. So I'm getting attention. That's important. So
isn't that marketing, no?
That's where marketing takes place. A, and the rest is done. So A, attention, visibility. To stimulate interest takes conversation, because I may get your attention, Kalila, but you may not be interested. Interest comes from the part of sales, what we call, if we're going from base 1 to 2, which is we are having some form of consultative conversation to understand needs and desires, and she has to say, when I leave, that guy is interesting. Not interesting by how he looks, but interesting by the kind of questions he asked, how deep it was, how wide it was. And she may say, you know, I've seen so many guys that have gotten my attention, but it's the only one that has stimulated my interest. Marketing does not stimulate interest.
Let's give Everod a chance to respond.
And it doesn't stimulate desire either.
Point of information.
Because to get desire is a different, complete conversation, which includes quantification and qualification.
All right, come on. Everod, jump in.
Point of information.
Yes.
If you are in any business,
yes,
what is it that persons convey their feeling with? How you do what? Their basic service needs met, right? Correct.
Continue.
All right. Let's look at it from this angle. If you invest in customer service reps, that's marketing. If you invest in new business Location. That is marketing. So for example, let's look at Apple in a downturn. Do they cut stores like Circuit City, or do they double down and increase more outlet to drive that service? They increase outlet. Let's take Rainforest Seafoods. During the downturn of the health crisis, the COVID crisis, what did we do? We doubled down. We increased our service. We didn't pull back any of our frontline service providers. Why? Because the customer must have a seamless experience.
But isn't that sales?
No, sales is only the transaction. Sales is what converts all of what marketing would build to deliver on that sales transaction. That transaction is quantitative, not qualitative. Name one part of sales that is qualitative.
Well, let me break down what you just said.
No, I was going to ask you for that name first.
No. I want to break it down. Let me just break it down again. So I want you to understand this, because I know marketing in its wider sense.
See.
And the conversation of marketing can get very high level and highfalutin. I want to bring it back layman to the people that just want to understand what is the difference. Understand me? What is the difference? I know companies that does not have a marketing team at all. They only survive on sales. Am I correct?
If you're
No, yes or no? Can a company
It cannot be so-
survive without marketing?
It cannot be so
I'm asking, but of course it is a yes or no answer, because
cannot-
many companies do not have a marketing manager or a
reason-
marketing team.
the
Any
reason-
at all. You have companies
Point of
today
clarification,
have not run
Mr.
one
Chair.
ad since they have been open.
Point of clarification.
Yes or no?
Point of clarification.
No, Everod. But come on.
It cannot be so dry.
It can't, but
because
it has to be though.
It depends
because
on where
we're
you
saying,
are in the development
no,
cycle.
Facts.
It depends on where you are in the development
Can
cycle.
I ask you a
Are you a
question?
product or are you a brand?
Hashtag facts.
Are you a product or a
Hashtag
brand?
facts.
Yes.
Like when they have when somebody say, are you a boy and a girl or a girl?
It depends.
Are you a boy? Facts. Don't tell me it depends.
I'm joking.
I'm just joking. But I'm
That's
just saying.
another debate.
Yes.
That's
but that's the
whole other
point.
debate.
You have facts. What's the fact? Can a company exist not having a marketing team or a marketing manager? And can they do well?
Technically, yes.
Thank you very much.
However, that isn't what marketing conveys. So what you're talking about is without a brand. If you're talking about a brand, for example, let's look at Mercedes. Do they ever cut and just driven on sales? It's all about how you market. How do you set sense of appeal? How do you get persons to come into it?
But the conversation we're having here is not that marketing is not important. What we're trying to...
Which one is more important is the question, especially during a recession.
If there's a recession, you know what a recession, what is it? It's a decline, it's a pullback, it's people being in a particular state. And you're saying, well, I think I should market more. And I'm saying, no. What I want is hunters. I want people on the front line to go and do the fundamentals, to go and talk to people. You understand me? To get them out of because most recession, if not all, is usually more psychological. Fear.
You know, I think it comes down to what your definition of marketing and sales is. Because I think, Duane, you're taking a very limited view of what marketing actually is. Because some of what you described, going out and talking to people, that's marketing too.
No, not in the way that we are describing what a marketing team does.
Point of clarification.
Yes.
You cannot be so
guys.
Or narrow in your scope.
Guys.
All right.
We are always marketing.
Definitions. Let me ask for some definitions because we need to clarify what are we talking about. What is marketing?
So marketing is how you generate qualified leads in order for the sales team to then convert them into business. That's how it basically in layman term is. Sales is on the back end. Sales is not lead. So what we're saying, in a recession, if you cannot get to people, if you cannot see everyone, how do you convey that experience? It's experiential brands. Whatever it is, whether it be technology, whether it be fast-moving consumer goods, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. How do you get people into the community, online and offline?
And what is sales? Because earlier, Everod said sales is just the transaction.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. I'll say that sales is the process by which you sell a particular goods, products, or service to a customer, or you convey a particular value in exchange for money.
How is that value conveyed?
Huh?
How is that value conveyed?
That value can be conveyed several ways, including marketing. But me,
So we're saying,
hold on.
we're not
And I'm
saying-
saying myself, hold on, let me finish my point. Myself, individual as a person, could go to any one of the ladies here and sit down without any marketing gimmick, without them seeing an ad, and sell them a product by asking questions, understanding value. Now, what you said earlier is that, but Duane, isn't that marketing too? Yeah, but a part of me selling myself is marketing myself. We're not talking that type of marketing.
And I think what you're doing
Because we're
is-
always
But
selling.
you
But I
gave the
think you're-
example
I think-
earlier about
about-
the future wife, when you met
AIDA.
your future wife.
Yes, I'm saying AIDA, which is attention. You always have to get attention. What is attention? If I am selling a product, by the way, if I call a prospect, however my 30-minute script is, like I call it my positioning statement. Whatever I say to you in that first 30 seconds must get your attention. That's what we mean by A.
So you're saying only the 30 seconds is
No,
marketing?
no. What I'm saying is that most times where most salespeople fail is that they take too long because you might hang the phone up and say, I don't have time for you. But if my conversation that 30 seconds is appealing enough, it's intriguing enough, you might say, tell me more. That is the A. Not necessarily. I was just using an example that you really have to get people's attention first before you can do the rest of the
We
process.
need to wrap it up in just a
Yes.
few, so let me give Everod a chance.
Let me give you an example here, Duane.
Yes.
Parties, events.
Yes.
Do you sell it or do you promote it?
It is promoted.
Promoted.
Yes.
Why is it promoted?
Because it's not a direct product that you sell. Because some products...
So here it is now,
Yes.
as we were conveying before, that is in a recession.
Yes.
Which one is more important? The importance is not placed on if it's still value or valid in the chain. It is where it is more important. So some people have the scarcity mindset that they say either or. It's both. However, if you're going to get somewhere, as beautiful as your car is, without gas, the essential conveyor to convert into mobility, will you get there?
Yeah, but I wouldn't use that as an analogy per se. My point is this. What I would say as a closer to this is, if we should really unpack this right, there are some industries and some product that marketing will take it a lot further than it would direct or conventional sales and selling. And there are some products ever that you may not need any marketing. You need frontline people that's going out and doing the hardcore sales work that will convert. Because really what marketing does is giving me visibility, it's making my product known, and then, but if that's not converted, I'm dead. Because companies are about bottom line. And sales is bottom line, straight off the top.
Final word to
Your
Everod,
thing sounds
30
sexy,
seconds.
but it's not bottom line.
Marketing is bottom line.
Nope.
Let me convey why. As you restructure for the consumer-centric packages,
Yes.
people don't buy. People are believing into something and they trust into it. Then they test, evaluate, and then they buy. So that buying cycle is at the end of the decision-making.
Needs
pattern.
conversion.
It's at the end of the decision-making. As you're saying, we're wrapping it up.
Yes.
So we're putting a proper
Spin
frame,
on it, yeah.
proper frame on this conversation. As Kalila did ask us to discuss, is which do you see as more important? And we can see the back end or the front end. Why I convey the front end to be more important is because that's where true intrinsic value lies. Margins are created up front because persons no longer need to haggle on a price. So therefore, they already buy or bought into the experiential package. And that's where I think that's where marketers, our superior marketers, dominate.
And that's where we have to leave it. This was a very heated debate. Which side do you come down on after hearing the points from both sides? Team marketing or team sales? Let us know in the comments below. That's it for this episode of Your Business Matters, brought to you in partnership with Exim Bank's Business Advisory Service, giving you the tools to grow your business. Visit their website at eximbankja.com.